The 2011 Champion of Children televised program is made possible by United Way of Central Ohio.
For many children, their educational journey is as it should be. Opportunities are abundant, obstacles are few, and success is all but certain. For others, the poor and disadvantaged, their path is far more difficult. A major reason, opportunity gaps. They begin at birth, last a lifetime, and prevent any chance of success. What exactly are they? Where do they exist in Central Ohio? And how do we eliminate them? The quality of home and community weigh heavily in educational outcomes. Schools can't do it alone. That's why Promise neighborhoods are being created. They can provide poor children with things their middle-class counterparts take for granted. Where in our nation are the most successful examples of these neighborhoods? And where in our community is there a neighborhood work in progress to help poor children thrive? There are many non-academic barriers to learning. In our communities, there are institutions with programs and initiatives working to better the odds for children and families in need. What is the best way to align the community agenda into an overall cradle-to-career framework? And how do we know if our efforts are leading to real improvement in our system of learning? Join us as we explore these topics and how we are dealing with issues of early learning and school success, how we are connecting the dots.
Whether there's grocery stores with good food, whether there are parks to play in, whether it's safe, if you're a child, whether there's a school that works well for you, whether there's transportation, all of those things interacting. And for a lot of the populations that we're concerned about, a lot of the schools, they don't have those things. And those things create gaps. They create disabilities that actually affect the student over their entire life.
The library is really a partner with the school system and with the community, and looking at not just library outputs, but what are the community outcomes that the library is trying to impact through our work. And we think the summer reading program, which we're fortunate in Columbus, it's the largest in the United States.
All 21 branches.
All 21 branches, over 80,000 participants each year. We have the opportunity for real impact.
In Wyland Park particularly, that program is going out, working with mothers before they deliver. Then once the baby's born, they're also making sure that the connections are there to health care as well. So better birth outcomes are there. Children are getting into care. Parents are getting into jobs even. And healthy babies. These babies are being born at term when previously they were being born prematurely.
It's really that systems approach, trying to come up with holistic solutions that make sense for the residents of the community. Yeah. And we have a lot of the pieces, but what we have failed to do in very many of our communities is actually put them together in ways that make sense for residents.
I think we have to take health care to those neighborhoods where the children need those services, because if we wait on them to come to other places, there are often many things that keep them from going to those services.
And so our Ready to Read program really focuses on going out into the community to primary care centers, to social service agencies, to soup kitchens. Wherever people at risk congregate, it's an opportunity to instill some of the skills necessary to become their child's first teacher.
If you don't learn to read by the time you're in the 3rd grade, your chances of catching up fall further and further behind. In fact, some states use reading scores from the 3rd grades to project how many prisons they will need. They say between kindergarten and 3rd grade, you learn to read. From 3rd grade on, you're reading to learn.
My guess is that when your staff are out there working with folks who are not good readers, they'll find out really quickly that it isn't all about reading the books. You could, look at the pictures, you could make up stories, you could tell stories. You use that as a stimulus for having an interaction, a positive interaction with your child.
We try to build on the relationship that a pediatrician has with the families that come into all of the centers. So for each child, when they come in for the well child checkups, and you know how often that is, particularly with babies, you're in there several times throughout the year. But each time they come in for those well child checks, we give them a hardback book actually to take home with them. So we start to build a library for those children at their homes.
We are training lay people to work with in the primary care area around 28 protocols that they're trained on, and then they have a caseload. And if somebody has an issue, they can call up on the cell phone. They could come to a health home that we're going to create in Wyland Park. So it's really an exciting development to think about the next generation of healthcare and what it might look like in terms of a community-based operation.
We're talking about a knowledge economy, a knowledge century. So the most important product is not gold or oil, it's what's between our ears.